Hello everyone, it's an absolutely beautiful day here in West Boldon. There's people sat in the beer garden, it's so warm, and I'm actually on Rectory Bank, and the place we're visiting today is an old haunt, and that is St Nicholas Church in West Boldon, South Tyneside. It's a beautiful church, beautiful churchyard, and lots of history. It actually, I think, originated in the 13th century, but it's believed its origins were back in Anglo-Saxon times. Very atmospheric. Spring is well and truly here today. Look at that. Something I hadn't noticed on my last visit was up on there's a sundial from the late 1790s. Apparently it's very accurate. I'm trying to work out. I've actually got my phone on it. 1702. I don't know. Just realised I don't know how it worked to use a sundial. I think we did it juniors ago. George Wilkin died October the 9th, 1871, aged 58 years. The memory of the just is blessed. But two of the most interesting things in this particular churchyard are these stone coffins, which I believe were found in the last century. I don't know if that meant, when I read about it, the 19th or the 20th century, probably when there was some work being done on the church. But look at that stone coffin. It's medieval. Look at that, we've even got a headrest. Got the old and the new here because that's St Nicholas View. There did used to be a row of tourist houses here which were demolished. To the memory of the beloved physician of Boldon, Dr. J. Charles Grant, died 1930, June the 2nd. So if you look up there, there's just a clock on the top of the tower. And that's the other stone coffin. I posted some pictures of this on Boldon History Facebook group, and somebody commented that there used to be three. I believe there was three here, and I reckon that one of them's possibly ended up in somebody's garden. It's lovely when the sun catches over. I have been in there. It's a lovely little church. There was an open day and they had the History Week last year. And flowers. It's a garden of remembrance, that. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start at the back and then we'll work round. I think it was rebuilt in the... Oh, there are some gorgeous daffodils. I think it was rebuilt in the 1800s. So I think it's got bits of the old medieval church, the Victorian church, and I think some Saxon stone somewhere. Look at that. That looks like E or something. T. DD 1767. Looks like an old doorway. So I've got a much more modern housing estate over there. I think that's like 1970s or 80s. Start over here, we'll have a look. There are some lovely epitaphs in here as well. So now there, Lawson, Matteson, and then this fine burial ground. Christopher John Warne, son of the above, lost at sea. That's Warne, W-A-W-N. That must be like the family burial ground for the Warne family. And there's this one here, in memory of George Nelson of West Boldon. There is a municipal cemetery not that far from here, a couple 100 metres away. It's when the churchyard stopped having burials. people from the surrounding area, because there's Boldon Colliery, which isn't far away. This is West Boldon, and there's also East Boldon. That's a good view of the church. That's for James Lawson of East Boldon, who died July 19th, 1868, aged 65 years. A tender friend, a husband dear, a loving parent lieth here. In love he lived, in love he died. His life was craved, but God denied. There's a few of these large burial grounds at the end, which obviously probably for the more well-to-do members of the community. It's a lovely piece of stonework. See, all the metal railings which surrounded this one have gone. James Bell Esquire of Wearmouth Walk, Sunderland. Sunderland isn't that far from me, probably a mile and a half to the very edge of Sunderland, so there would have been a lot of connections with that. Wearmouth Walk. I do lots of Sunderland history, but I've never heard of that. Alice Bedford Hall, second daughter of the late, that's a cool name, Hilkiah Hall, Esquire of Sunderland, who died at Whitburn on the 18th of April 1842. It does help when you've got a torch. And also near this spot lies also the infant nephew of the above. I think the first time I've actually got the torch to work properly. I suppose it helps with the sun facing the other way. He was indefatigable. How do you pronounce that? Indefatigable. I should know. Of his estates. Here lies in dust his cold remains, once kindled by a generous heart, in feelings of others wanting and pains. That's a fine epitaph, that. I do lots of cemetery stories on people buried in Sunderland. So anywhere else I generally don't know anything about the individuals buried, unless it's in Barnard Castle, or if I go to a grave where my ancestors are buried at Weardale and Teesdale. So when I come and see these places, I'm just really looking at the epitaphs, the names, and anything interesting. But I do like to write about the ones in Sunderland. Now, I'll tell you what I'm going to show you. My favourite epitaph in here, and it should be perfect with the light today. That's the burial place of John Haig of West Boldon. Margaret daughter died May the 30th, 1768, aged 9 years. John Haig, gardener. So he was a gardener. I like it when you tell the occupation. Absolutely lovely little spot. I think it was a summer's evening. Right, this is probably my favourite one in here, and it is erected in memory of Hannah Thirlbeck, the beloved wife of George S. Thirlbeck of Sunderland. So, say that, who died April the 3rd, 1857, aged 49 years. And look at this epitaph. Long days and nights I bore great pain. To call for cure was all in vain. But God did know what time was best. He eased my pain and gave me rest. I leave the world without a tear, save for the friends I love so dear. To heal their sorrows, Lord, descend, and to the friendless prove a friend. That's a beautiful epitaph for a wife. That's Catherine, wife of William Ewart, a surgeon of West Boldon. Can we see what this is here? Burial place of John and Eleanor Humble of East Boldon, erected to the memory of their son, William, who was look at that, you get the blacksmith as occupation, who departed this life 23rd January 1797, aged 30 years. John Dutton, Esquire of Hilton Grove, who died on the 22nd of October 1839, greatly regretted. Oh, I've just noticed that one I looked at. I think it's the Hague. Was it the Hague one? I think it's this one. Has got, looks like something on the back as well. Let's have a look. So that's William Stothart of West Boldon, and then on the reverse, Thomas Stothart, their son, master mariner. So he was a sailor. It's a good thing about these late at night, I'll be able to get out and do more videos out and about, because there's loads of places like this within even just like 15 miles of Sunderland. Jane Matthews of West Boldon, who died November the 23rd, 1839, aged 70 years, a good year. She adorned her humble station with such exemplary piety as to procure her the esteem of many friends, so she was a well-respected lady. What's that? John Wynyard, lived respected and died lamented. Suffer the children to come unto me. That's a very traditional and probably the most commonest memorials you'll come across, epitaphs I should say, you can come across. Got to be careful because there's some daffodils there, so I won't go on that bit. Here lies the body of John Clark, many years supervisor of excise in this district. So I was 82 years old when he died, so he would have been looking after alcohol, making sure everybody was paying the taxes and landlords weren't fiddling the beer. So gosh, there's a couple of ones there. Memory of William Merriman of Clevedon, blacksmith. He died 1818. I think there's another Merriman here. Look at that. That's beautiful, that. John Merriman of West Boldon, blacksmith. His wife and their children. He died at 1739, aged. Is that 6? That looks like. Could be 16. That can't be 16. No, it can't be. But that must be carried on the tradition of blacksmith in that family, the Merriman family. And that's a fine engraving. It's the skill to carve that. I've got 4 minutes left on this video. So let's have a look for some other interesting ones. So I'd like to see one from the 1700s, erected into the memory of Yellowly. I've seen different spellings of that, Yallowly and with a W instead of a Yellowly, like Yallowly and Yellowly. There's some in Sunderland with that name. Of something house, Shemley, it's gone, who died June the 5th, 1753, aged 63. 63 years. Sarah's wife died. That's 18 something there. So died 1753, 60. So he was born back in 1690. And then his son lived till Nicholas. Lived in 1898, 73 years. So somebody born in the 1600s. Obviously, back in the day, the well-to-do were generally buried in the church, and it was the poor people who were buried outside. That's a fine. Look at the size of that. The members of the Beatty family. Sacred to the memory of John Beatty, who died March 25th, 1832, aged 61 years. So we've got lots of family members listed on that one. There's another old one coming over here. See, Lodge family burial. Oh, this one's a cool one. It's quite common that type of engraving on the top. The burial place of John Watson of West Boldon. That's Sarah's daughter, who died July the 9th, 1771, aged just 1 year and 3 months. Also his wife, formerly Alice Marshall, who died the 7th of May 1782, so she lived another 10 years, roughly 10 years, aged 57 years. And likewise Hannah, wife of John Hopper of Lanchester and sister of the above. Lanchester's over on the other side of Durham, towards Concert. Some more headstones in those bushes over there. See if we can see this one. This one's got a lot of pollution on it, or possibly just smoke, or just the stone. John Irwin, farmer of East Boldon, who died 1827. There's a few there. Look at that view. It's beautiful with the sun coming down. I get one more after I've looked at those. See this one. I get a quick look at this one. That's probably Ray, I think, who died. Daughter, about 1809. Somebody died 23 years, interred at Ponteland. That's over Darrasol, this side of Newcastle. So I'll say goodbye and thank you for watching this particular video. If you did like it, please give it a like, and if you do want to subscribe, please do, because it helps grow the channel. And I will leave you with a final view of this great little churchyard. So I will see you next time.